nonsense because we see recidivist criminals. These recidivist criminals have been given a second and a third and a fourth and a fifth and who knows how many chances by judges who disregard facts, disregard prior histories, disregard elements that are unchanged. And what they do is they take people who are dangerous and they put them back out on the streets. These same judges decide that people who are incapable of doing jobs should do that job, jeopardizing the people who that job is required to protect. But the judges without accountability. Judges without accountability have destroyed schools and education by forcing busing from one region to another. Unconstitutional, illegal, and immoral. Judges are responsible for the death of 46 million American children legally aborted since 1970 without accountability. A judge could dismiss a jury because it's not black enough. A judge could ask for someone to be roughed up because they weren't in court on time. A judge could pretty much do anything. A judge could take his robe off and bite a woman on the nose and not be held responsible or accountable for their actions because they have created a magic law for themselves that exceeds your law. We all know that all lawyers are going batshit right now because I've just raised something that is an obvious fraud committed upon the American people, committed by the judicial branch of America. They're not special. A judge has days, has weeks, has months, has years to make a decision, a moral decision. The problem is when they make an ideological based decision. So when the facts of prior cases show you that someone is a recidivist rapist, house burglar, thief, mafiosa, Klan member, Black Panther, murderer, killer, dope dealer, whatever, they've been doing this since they were teenagers, preteens, but you're giving them opportunities to turn a straight arrow because they told you they're going to this time. Sure enough, when does it happen? It happens after they do their time. It happens after they received just punishment. Doesn't happen before that. Doesn't happen for no reason. It's not going to happen. But you have judges whose ideology gets in the way of unbiased jurisprudence, and these people now operate flaunting their power, dangling their goods under their little black robes in America's face because they can't be held accountable. That's not how the law works in America. But it's now, we read 42 U.S. Code 1983. Yeah, we read it. But we also read the 14th Amendment. We also can cite Marbury v. Madison, the lawyer's favorite dodge. Any law that is repugnant to the Constitution is null and void. Any law that is repugnant to the Constitution is null and void. Where in the Constitution did you see the Founding Fathers grant the judiciary immunity from their decisions? They did not. Plain and simple. How could that be? Well, because they didn't. It says right there, they must be in good behavior. Why good behavior? Well, if they're not in good behavior, that means they could be removed. It's very simple. Just like that Second Amendment everyone gets confused on. It's spelled right out for you. They must remain in good behavior. All judicial decisions, a judge has proper jurisdiction, even if it is made with corrupt or malicious intent. This nonsense comes from the English common law, where the king can do no wrong, and we, peasants, ought not to be drawn into question the king or his little agent, the judge, as to slander the justice of the king or his agents. So this is who these black-robed bozos think they are now. They think they're kings. They're behaving like kings. They have granted themselves power that no other branch of the government has been granted, that no other municipal job is granted. that no citizen is granted. You wear a black robe, suddenly you're above the law? Well, that's not how it works anymore, people. So here's what we have to do. I'm just a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. And I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. We're going to have to create a petition. And in that petition, we are going to call for the removal of judicial immunity. And once the removal of judicial immunity occurs, and judges are now held to accountability, like all the rest of us, then we will see all the nonsensical court decisions of the last 50 years slowly be erased, and America put right back on track. It's a Gordian knot solution. It's the Alexander solution for the corruption, the mire that is the American judicial system. The law isn't broken. The police departments aren't broken. The courts and their employees are broken. They have forgotten that they are civil servants. Civil servant. Do you remember what servant means, Mr. Judge? Mr. Judge, it means you serve me. It means your power has been derived from what I have granted you. You have no power greater than mine. You have no power greater than the old lady down the hall or the young man down the road. You have no power greater than the American citizenry. You want to make a decision that affects people for the rest of their lives. You want to send people to jail. You want to force people to make payments. You want to do whatever you want to do. You better have the sword of Damocles dangling over your head as to assure me that the jurisprudence that you vomited out of your mouth while you're playing with yourself under your little robe is reasonable and just. Because we know what you're all about. Protection of yourself. Protection for your pathetic decisions. Protection for the ideologically driven court decisions that have plagued America for half a century or more. You want to change in America, people. That's where you change it. You change the courts. And once the courts are accountable, then your federal officials are accountable. Then your school officials are accountable. Then everyone is accountable the same way you and I are accountable. And then you won't see a Jim Comey getting up there and lying to America. You won't see a Loretta Lynch getting up there and lying to America. You won't have affirmatively advanced frauds sitting on the bench in the first place because these people would not have been given power because the judicial decisions that violated your civil rights way back in 1964 will be erased. And America will become a land of merit and achievement once again. You have to do A, B, C, and D to get to E. You don't do A, sign your name to a paper, and somebody else does all the rest for you, and you're granted E. Not without all the rest of us suing the person who made that decision that deprived us of our civil rights and our equal liberties. A bill crafted soon, properly worded, to remove from the black-robed fools to sit above us as superiors and judge us and interpret words for us. Let me tell you, people, I don't know where you went to school or what makes you think you can interpret a word for me, because you cannot. You read that Constitution, you find the words immunity for the judiciary, then we'll have a conversation where you have a basis in authority. Until then, you are a clown supporting clowns who have given themselves power over you. Are you a lawyer? Are you a judge? Are you out there? I know a bunch of you are listening. How do you tolerate this? That someone sits above you, haughty with power. That's not what America's about. We threw down our kings 240 years ago. I don't know what made these guys in black decide they were the new kings. America is not run by common law. America is run by the Constitution. If you people don't understand that, you need to go back to school. Well, that's what Bad Machine is here for. It's your 60 minutes of radical re-education. The judiciary does not sit above you. They pretend to. Remind them that they are nothing but civil servants. And they will be reminded when we demand that the law is changed and they are held as equals to us, we who have given them our power, that they have corrupted and twisted for their own gain. No more.
You've been listening to Jim Dynamo's Bad Machine. Be part of the radio revolution by following our Twitter page @BadMachineRadio and by visiting Jim Dynamo's Bad Machine on Facebook. Bad Machine is a one-man media production, the exclusive owner of all original content. Otherwise, no rights are reserved. 2016.